Okay, I'm going to kind of quick give you a rundown on the preparing for this certification exam. Most important document that you need to review is the objectives. The way that these exams are written is the question writers are given an objective and then they're given a sub-objective. And this is what they use to write the question. So what they have here as far as script, no script, style, link, I would expect to see all of that on the test, okay? Because this is what the test is based on. If there's anything in here that you don't know, you need to look it up, okay? Because you need to know everything that is in this document and expect to see it on the test. Okay. If you're not familiar with what the track tag does, you need to look that up because you're going to see it. So make sure you know all of this. And where can you look things up? I actually mapped our course content to the objectives. So if you were thinking, well, I know we covered that, but I don't remember when or where, I've got it in here for you. And you can actually access our class website outside of Moodle. Okay, and so if you wanted to look up something from lesson 12, which is JavaScript, you could go right in here. And let's say you couldn't remember what no script does. If you press Control and the letter F, as in Frida, you'll get this little box. And you can key in whatever you're looking for. And I would key in the tag, okay? And then it will kind of scroll in the document and you can hit the down arrow and see all of the information about that topic, okay? So that is one way that you can review content. Another way you can review content is to use the links that I've provided in here. There's one for HTML5 review, and I specifically wrote down areas here just because I remember, because I reviewed this test, I remember seeing these topics on the test. Okay, so if you click on this, you'll notice that we've got all of these HTML topics on the left, even forms, get into HTML5s. Here's Canvas, which I remember a question on, and SVG. You don't have to know how to use Canvas, but you do need to know what it is, okay? And it's used to draw graphics, okay? It is HTML5 Canvas, so this tag goes into HTML, but what you actually use to draw the graphics is JavaScript. We actually cover how to do this in the 190 class, but you're going to see a question on it. It's not going to be very specific, it's going to be kind of generic, but you do need to be aware that HTML5 Canvas is for graphics and you have to use JavaScript with it. Okay, so make sure you kind of look through the objectives because that is in the objectives. And I've also kind of highlighted it here. If there's a specific tag you don't know what it does, like the track tag, for example, if you come in here, you'll notice every single tag is listed. So if we go down to track, if you can't remember what that does, it tells you here it's for subtitles. And it kind of shows you how it's used. Okay, so that's a valuable resource. If there's any CSS that you can't remember, come into the CSS review. Okay, and here is all of the CSS that we've been using all semester. And combinators, I remember a question on that. Okay, so this is something that you are going to want to review so that you know what this does, because there is a question on that. Another one that's a little tricky is a pseudo class. Okay, and our links have been pseudo classes. Okay, so when we say a::link, a::visited, that's a pseudo class. Okay, So make sure you're clear about what all of that is. In this last resource is basically the same information, it's just at a little different site. So it's kind of personal preference which one you utilize. Okay, so those are all resources. In addition, you have the opportunity for the Measure Up practice tests. And once you are ready to take that test, you need to go to Parsons-Stulin, which is a building on the Aero Park campus. And that is where the professional testing center is. It is on the second floor. These are the dates that they are doing certification testing. What you have to bring with is your ID, photo ID, and you need to know your Certiport username and password. Because if you don't know that, they can't administer the test. So make sure you know the Certiport information, username and password, you bring your photo ID. These are the times that they are running testing. And it says 10 seats. So basically what that means is there's 10 computers in there that people are going to be using to take tests. And the tests are either 45 or 50 minutes. Microsoft Office tests are 50 minutes. MTA exams are 45. So at any point in time, there'll be computers that are open. There'll be computers that have students testing in them. So when you arrive, if there's an open computer, awesome. If there's not, you may have to wait a couple minutes, okay? But the tests are only 45 or 50 minutes long, so you're not going to have to wait very long. You definitely want to take the test by December 12th. The reason is that Certiport makes you wait 24 hours before you can retest. And retests are only on the 14th. So if you take the test by the 12th, then you're giving yourself a day, a 24-hour period before you retake. If you wait until Thursday afternoon, you will not be able to retake the test because retakes run from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Friday. If you wait till 2 or 3 on Thursday, you're just going to be out of luck. Okay, so make sure you get in by Wednesday, and then you're not going to have a problem if you need to retest. So how does this work with your final exam points? If you pass, you get 100 out of 100 on the final. Doesn't matter to me if you get 70% or 100%. Passing is passing. If you have to do a retest or a retake and you pass, awesome, you're going to get 100 out of 100. Okay, so passing, whether it's on your first try or your second, it doesn't matter. You're going to get the 100 points. So what happens if you don't pass either time? Your score is going to be prorated. So I'm going to take whatever the highest score you received is, okay, and whatever percentage that is, and then it'll be prorated down. Okay, so that's just kind of how it works. If you only miss by like 5%, you're still going to get a pretty high score on your final exam. So if you have any questions about the final, please ask. Okay, and I ask that you email me to let me know how you did, because I will not receive notification from the testing center until Friday afternoon or Saturday. Okay, so I won't know if you've passed or not, and the suspense kind of kills me. So if you guys could just put me a little email, let me know how you did. Either way, you passed or you didn't pass. That's really good for me to know. And I can't post anything officially until I hear from the testing center. Okay, so please let me know if you have questions, and good luck on the test.